Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Beauty Secret How to Turn Back the Clock for Healthy and Youthful Skin. Today's topic is about maintaining youthful look with hair color. I have invited Karen, who is a queen of coloring, to share her knowledge with you. So let's welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show, Karen. Can you tell us what you do and who you are, what you do?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, your screen is poor now. You know. We lost you, Karen.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a board certified hair colorist. I've been a hairdresser for 30 years, a long time. But I'm a hair colorist by heart. I want to help people out. I want people to feel good about who they are and their hair color. And I know I love a challenge and to make their hair color look amazing. I love that challenge.
Great. Wow, wonderful. So since you're expert of this, my question for you is, which hair color make you look younger?
You know what? That's a great question. The first answer, because there's a few. The first answer is, doesn't matter what color it is. If it's shiny, healthy hair in good shape, it looks fantastic. So that's the number one issue. It always needs to look shiny and healthy, which means it should not look damaged. That is the enemy to looking like you have aged hair. But the hair color depends on your skin tone. I always believe it's best to stay within 2 to 3 levels of your natural skin tone. For instance, someone super dark needs to stay within there. I mean, they can add tonalities. I mean, look at your hair right now. We've got the beautiful ombre hair color with the blonde in the ends. And I think it's fabulous. And it's a very beautiful, shiny, trendy hair color, which I think works great to have it darker at your roots. And then some shine and blonde, because I think that blonde represents who you are. It needs to represent who you are. And philosophically, I believe it's the beauty's on the inside that shows out on the outside. You know, as a hairdresser, people would come to me, what looks good? What looks good? What looks good? And I always say, it doesn't matter. It's how you feel on the inside. But I can accent it with some good, healthy hair color.
So since you talk about the how to keep your hair from shiny and from damaging, to how to keep making look young. So how can we keep your hair from damaging? For example, sometimes if you dye your hair so often, you will dry your hair out and look kind of splitting out. So do you have any kind of tip or anything to share?
Here's a trick. So I break my base and I highlight my hair. So I do a lot of color as well. When I color my hair, or highlight it, I just apply it at my regrowth only. I don't pull the color through because I don't want to keep adding more damage to the previous color. When you do color your hair, you want to use the weakest, lowest developer to get the highest impact of pigment or color. That's the number one thing you want to do when color. That's how I do hair color. When I formalize someone's hair color, I want the highest pigment with the least resistant damage to the hair. And then also something else you could do, and I do this whenever I shampoo, and I know that they say shampoo twice, right? I shampoo twice at my roots, but I condition twice as well. Okay, I know that sounds crazy. So I usually have 2 different conditioners, a creamier one and a daily one. So I'll put my daily one on first on the ends and I'll rinse that out. And then I'll go in with the heavier one right on top of that. I like to condition my hair twice. So it's using the least amount of ingredients when you color your hair, the weakest hair color possible with the highest amount of pigment, and double condition.
So what do you mean sample twice and condition twice? So you mean you sample your hair 2 times a day?
No. Oh, you're good. That's a good one. Now, when you shampoo, when you read the bottle, It generally says shampoo twice, rinse and repeat. So I recommend when you condition your hair, condition it once, rinse it out, and then recondition it again. And sometimes I'll leave a little bit in my hair as well on the ends.
Oh, I see. And how often you recommend to shampoo your hair
I'd say
when you have a cutter
twice
hair?
a week. Twice a week. At the average is twice a week. Some people like to shampoo every day. I like to shampoo my hair every 3 to 4 days.
That's for myself because I work out every morning. I have to shampoo my hair every day, but my hairdresser told me no. But I can't stay on it.
That's true. Okay, here, listen. Just don't work out, and your hair will be awesome.
So I have to choose in between both.
No, you don't. You know that how they have powder sprays that you can spray at your root area to help pick up the oils. You know, that's something else I see a lot too, is with oils. And you asked about shiny, healthy hair. One thing I see is a lot of customers is they get the oil, you know, there's different products with oils in their product, in their shampoos or a styling product. And they put the oil in their hair and they keep thinking that it's going to add conditioning to their hair, but it doesn't. It does the exact It does the exact opposite. So when you think about it, so that oil, you think, oh, it's good, right? Feels good on the hair. So I'll put more, I'll put extra in, I'll leave it on overnight. But when you think about it, water is moisture, oil is oil, right? When you mix those two together, what happens? They don't mix. So the more oil you put into your hair strand, the moisture falls out of the hair strand, making your hair drier. I see that all the time. Hey, I use oil too. I like it in my hair, but just a little bit. Just like lip gloss or chapstick, if you use too much, it dries out your lips. So just a little bit goes a long way when it comes to oils in your hair.
Good to know because I'm using some before after shampoo. I'm using some kind of oil. Oh, I forgot the name. Smells so good.
Yes.
And no wonder it's not helping my hair. My hairstylist asked me, "Do you take care of your hair?" So I said, "Yes, I do." You know, and I do like some kind of treatment myself at home. Like once a week, I put it on, I leave it on, like cover with a cap, so stay on for like half hour and then rinse up. That's how I try to take care of my hair. And also, I don't know, you heard about the brand called Pureology. They say.
Pureology. Yeah.
So that's what I'm using right now.
Okay, Pureology is a great shampoo and conditioner. It's great. I just want to reiterate, when it comes to oil, don't soak your hair in oil. Just glisten with a little bit on top. Don't think adding oil is putting moisture in your hair, because oil and moisture do not mix. So the more you use it, the drier your hair will get.
I see. How about the spray for shiny thing? They call it less.
Yeah, I think it's great. And it's just an overlay that you put right on top, that it's like gloss, lip gloss for your hair. That's what it is. Yes, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to overstress your hair. It's as long as you don't put too much in it.
I see. Wow, good to know.
Yeah.
That's one lesson. So how, the diet can affect your hair and style?
Well, I see this so often as well. I'll have clients that have come in and they've lost 30 pounds and they look great, but their hair is lifeless and fine and they've lost a lot of it. I see that so often. Diet can be a big reason for hair loss. I mean, heck, I want to lose a few pounds too, but we just got to be careful with limiting the amount of calories. I also find that when the hair vitamins make a big difference for your hair growth and thickening of the hair, and it also helps to keep your hair in better shape. Sometimes people have very fine hair, and but taking these supplements, I have seen that it helps to strengthen their hair so that they can grow it out a little bit longer.
So like some kind of supplement, you say?
Yeah. Yes, there are hair and nail supplements that help to keep your hair vital and shiny and strong. They just supply the nutrients that you need. Whereas when I see someone who's on a diet, you're not getting the same amount of nutrients and the hair is lifeless and dull and falling out.
Yeah, it's very true. Whatever, like when you do something, what you eat, you put on, it affects your skin, your hair. And when you're on diet, if you're not in the diet in a proper way, yeah, it really, right? It really can affect, your hair and the size and everything.
I find it usually takes about 3 months to see the results. But yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they can get anywhere on the store or?
Yes, I've seen them all over. I see them at Whole Foods. I see them online. And I wish I could tell you what brand works best. I don't really know that, but anyone that I've known taking these supplements has had success.
But I do know those kind of supplement, they have something is called protein, some kind of protein with the acne prone skin. They kind of like purging when they taking that. I noticed that. One of my clients, yeah, Cindy told me that. Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Good.
So my next question for you, how to go your hair color out with natural color?
Okay, so this is another question. Right now the trend, when the pandemic started, people just had to do it, right? But there's a few different ways. And I think it's important that you find a hair colorist, a hairdresser who can help you through these steps. And the first step is you need to get some regrowth in, right? Get some regrowth. And one way to do that is you're using permanent on your hair color, right? Now, the next phase is start using a semi-permanent at your root area, just a semi-permanent that just barely deposits a little bit of color. And it'll help blend the two together. And then the next phase is you could go in with some low lights just at the regrowth area. And then the third phase is you do low lights and then highlights at the bottom here. So you've gotten it grown out to here. So you still have your natural color here and grown out to here. And then you've got your previously darker color here usually. And you just let that keep growing out. And then once you hit a certain phase, you can either cut it off at the ends or go in and have them over, really lighten it a lot to match your gray and tone it at the same time. There's some people out there that specialize in that can take a full day to reach that full highlighted end result that looks like it's gray growing in, and it looks fantastic.
So this is something they need to look. They need to look for the hairdresser in order to have it done. They cannot do it at home.
No, well, they could use my Delarica semi-permanent at home in between, get some of their natural regrowth coming out, just to blend it away, blend in with their hair color. But once they go into highlights and lowlights, they need to go to a salon.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I see. This allergy, it affects me a lot. Sorry. I don't have water with me. So my next question for you is why, I think you already answered me. Oh, how do you keep your hair color from fading out?
So this is a trick question because your hair color will fade, no doubt about it. But you can do a few things to help protect it. Number one is shampoo less.
Shampoo less.
Shampoo less, because it's just like washing clothes in the washing machine. It fades, right? Shampoo less.
It doesn't matter what type of shampoo you use.
Yes, it does. It does. You want to use a no sulfite shampoo.
Okay.
Or low, and apply it just at your regrowth only so that the ends don't fade. Something else you need to take into consideration is when you do color your hair, when you pull the color through to the end, you want to make sure that it's a low volume, 5 volume developer so that it deposits color only and not pry open that cuticle any more than needed, helping your hair color to stay and not fade. Another thing you can do is wear a hat if needed. Something else to consider is swimming. I see this a lot with causes hair color to fade, but also you kind of end up with that green cast. Is what you can do before you get in the pool is you get a spray bottle, put a cheap conditioner, doesn't matter what it is, half conditioner, half water, and then you spray it in your hair and you get it nice and moist, put it back in a ponytail. That way it will not absorb the chlorine into your hair. It creates a barrier.
I see. Yeah, so for those listeners who are swimmer, so this is your tip and trick for you.
Yes, yes.
And anything that you would like to share since you're expert, Karen?
Well, I didn't really kind of cover what I do, but I started a hair color company, right? I probably should have covered this more. To help people who color their hair, who normally use box hair color, I wanted them to use salon hair color. So I had some clients who said, Karen, I can't afford you as often, or I don't have time. Can you recommend box hair color for me? And I couldn't. And I thought, how could I make that happen? So I did some research, many years of research, found a manufacturer in Italy to make my creamy, shiny hair color that I was looking for. And now I meet people online. I consult with them. Every first order requires a consultation with me or one of my hair heroes. And then we customize your color, just like you do.
Oh, so you customize.
We customize. We mix a little brown with a little red, with a little blue, whatever you need based on what your needs are. And then I customize the strength. Remember, I was talking about the low volume developer. I customize the strength of the developer so that I get the highest amount of pigment with the least amount of swelling of the hair. So that's what we do. And we customize your application. So not everyone should pull it all over. Not everyone should pull it through. Sometimes you just need to apply it at your roots. And sometimes you need to use a second color to put on the mid shaft and ends, like you would do. You would use one color at your roots and a second color on your mid shaft to ends. But last but not least is, what we do is we tell you if you should not color your hair at home. We'll tell you if you need to go to a salon instead.
So for someone like me, they have never experienced doing hair color at home. Are they able to do that?
Well, it depends on what you want. If you called me up and said, Karen, I want to go as light at my roots as I do on my ends, I would say you need to visit a salon. If you said, Karen, I want to keep my color at my regrowth area and keep the blonde hair, but I just want to add a little bit of shine or lighten it up just a little bit to match the color I have now, I can help you with that and make sure that you applied the color just at your roots only. But if you're used to coloring your hair in the salon, most people want to stay in the salon.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to convince people to color their hair at home. What I want to do is help the people who do color their hair at home upgrade to salon hair color and include the hairdresser in it. I want to make sure the hairdresser stays involved in that.
Earlier you mentioned about your product made from Italy, right? Italy. So can you just talk more about your product? Is that something like less chemical or whatever? I'm not expert, so can you just kind of talk about your product? I really know. I would like the audience to know about your product also.
Okay, so what I did is I put my hair color in tiny tubes. That was part of the trick, is getting pigmented hair color in the tiny tubes. The second element to it is I know it's big marketing to say that it's ammonia free, but my hair color has ammonia, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
It's kind of like sugar free and saccharin. We all know that the ingredients that they use to replace sugar with is worse than sugar. And the MEAs that they use to replace the ammonia with is worse than the ammonia. So let me tell you, here's a quick class. When I was meeting with my manufacturer in Italy, I said, okay, I know the trend is to say ammonia free, but as a hair colorist, I know that my ammonia-based hair colors are better and they're creamier and they're less damaging to the hair. So which one is it? I just want to make sure. He goes, if you want good marketing, go with ammonia free. If you want a good hair color, go with ammonia-based hair color. And I went, as a hair colorist, I had to go with what I knew was right. So what happens is ammonia is a gas. It's a natural gas, right? It goes into the hair. The objective of the ammonia is to help swell the hair. And then it's a gas and then it goes away. MEAs does the exact same thing as ammonia. It swells the hair, but the difference is it's not a gas. It stays in the hair, causing residual damage later. So that's why I couldn't feel good about that. So I use the lowest amount of ammonia to get the highest amount of pigment and the least amount of damage to your hair.
So is that like, I know that, I noticed that like every time I go to my hairdresser, sometimes I don't know what he used. Sometimes I smell that kind of chemical. It's very strong. Is that the one have, what do you call it?
Ammonia. Yeah.
So that.
Okay, I know it smells bad, but they need the chemicals in there to make this work, to make it permanent. Without that, you get an egg dye. That's all you'd get. It would just sit on the outside of your hair and it won't go inside. What I want to tell you is that when you smell the ammonia, that means it's not staying in your hair.
Oh,
that's good.
See.
Think of it that way. It's not staying in your hair. You want to have good ventilation where the air is moving, but it is leaving your hair, and that's better for you.
I see. But how about like when you can inhale like we're sitting there, you smell and you inhale, would that be bad for your health? Or?
Well, I haven't heard anything like that on a scientific platform at all. I just know, just as a person, if it's not good to smell things that for too long. I like to have ventilation going on. So I think it's important that you have good ventilation.
Even though they have, but I still smell it. I'm very sensitive with the smell. I have to tell you.
Well, it's okay. It's leaving the hair and it's going out into the air and it's expanding into the air and it will go away. It's not harming you.
It's not? Okay.
It's not harming you. I tell you who it harms, I think, is the hairdresser staying in that for years at a time. But as the customer who, experiences it once every 4 or 5, 6 weeks, it's not bad. But the MEAs would do the same thing. The ingredient that they use to replace the ammonia with, you just don't smell it. You just don't know it.
I got you. Thank you for telling me that, because every time I go to my hairdresser, I always have that kind of feeling. Oh my God, I don't know how much I'm going to inhale all this chemical in my body today.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've been around it often, and for 30 years, and I've never had a problem.
Okay. Anything you need to say, Caroline? Let me see. I have some questions for you.
Let's see. I know that I have a giveaway. If someone wants to figure out how to choose the right hair color, some people who want to color their hair, they can go to the website, fill out my questionnaire, and I can help them choose the right hair color. But they can also click on that link and it'll share with you the 6 different reasons how to choose the right hair color. I
see. So then I'm going to talk about that at the end. So you're going to have a free gift to give away. Yes. I know that, right? You're going to have a free giveaway. So we're going to put the link at the bottom here, so they can click it on and get access to your free gift.
Absolutely.
So I think I have another question for 5 reasons why your hair color did not turn out like the model in the bar. That's a good one.
I know it. I know. Okay. So this is where it does get a bit sciencey. The thing is when you pick a box hair color, you think you're just going to buy paint and put it on a wall. Now, think about the way to think about hair color is there are 3 different areas on your hair. There's the hair closer to your roots, there's the mid shaft, and then there's the ends. And
Okay.
all 3 of these areas react differently to the hair color that you're putting on. So we hair colors have to deal with this all the time. Did you know the area, so reason number 1, the area closest to your scalp will lighten faster than everywhere else.
Why?
So, because the heat from the scalp, the heat from, so out a half an inch, it will lighten faster than the hair here. So if you were going blonde and you put it all over, and then your roots are going to be what we call hot roots or brassy roots because of that reason, because the hair closest to the scalp lightens faster than the rest. And then the mid shaft is it's colder. It's what we call colder. So if you want to lighten these will not lighten as easy as the roots. And then third, the ends are so porous that they will get darker because they just grab the base blue color faster than expected. So those are 3. Another reason is when you lighten your hair, when you go lighter, for instance, your hair color, Christina, when you go darker, you're going to have to put red back in your hair. Because if you don't, you're going to have green hair. So let's say you go buy a box, right? You go buy a box that's brown. You're like, man, I'm going to have beautiful brown hair on top of my blonde. Well, guess what? You're going to have green hair because if you picked the color on that box and thought, oh, my hair color is going to look amazing, but you didn't put the red in it, green hair. Because yellow and blue, what do they make? Green. Because the brown has a lot of blue in it, and you've got yellow hair, together will make green. So those are a few different reasons why the hair color doesn't turn up like you expected and from the box. There's so many variables that come into play. The porosity of the hair, the length of the hair, the different shades of the hair, and then the heat from your scalp. And you also have to repigmentize it. So those are the 5 different reasons.
No, I'm not that type of person. Try to be that type of professional. Be my own professional. I always ask for advice. I don't want to mess up my hair.
Yes. Yes.
Go, oh, buy this and put in my hair. No. I'm not that type of person.
You know, I see it so often. So many people just pick a box based on what it looks like, and they think, and they're upset that it doesn't look the same. And if it were that easy, you wouldn't have salons.
Yeah, it's not only for hair, for the skin also. They just listen, okay, online sell this, that for, oh, this good for your skin. They just put on, but it's not, everybody is not the same, okay? We all have our own blueprint, our own unique skin, right?
Yes.
To use something different, not just like one size fit all. That's
Yes.
what I'm going to say.
Yes.
And so we color at home, color your hair at home.
I'm sorry, what?
My question is, should you color your hair at home?
I do, yes. Yeah. I mean, I use my product, definitely. And I've got videos of me coloring my hair all over my social media page. So I'm very, very vulnerable. I share all the mistakes, what works, what doesn't work, and how I apply it quickly and efficiently. One trick that I showed recently is, people who have gray hair all around here, right? They have gray all around the hairline that pops out of the hair color. So a trick I use is I call a double tap and cover. Double tap and cover. After you've applied the color, go in and you tap the color on with the brush. You tap it again, because what happens is the gray is so strong that it just pops out of the color. So you got to push it back in. So you push it back in, and then you get foil like we use when we highlight hair. We tear about an inch wide of foil, and you take it and you place it on top, and that pops the hair and the gray into the hair color, and it processes and covers that gray, opaquely 100%.
So like, I don't know, I saw you my gray hair last week, right? So is that something like I able to do that myself? Like if I don't have time go to see my hairdresser,
Yeah.
I know that my gray hair come out easily. 1 month already have a gray hair. How can I do that by myself?
Yes, 100%. You would be perfect for the Delarica. Apply it just at your regrowth only. Don't pull it through, and it helped to blend what you have already and cover that gray and lighten it up just slightly, because I think you want it lightened and with cool tone so it doesn't look brassy.
Cool.
Yes. We could
I want
definitely,
to get some from you.
yeah, we need to do that. Yes.
You know, I'm so busy. I don't want to sit on the hair salon, you know, every
Yeah.
3 months or 2 months, especially like when they're busy there, especially nowadays, I try not to go there so often.
Well, if you go every 3 months, then the roots get too long. Really,
Yeah.
this would help the hairdresser when you go back in and you do highlights. It helps it so you don't have the roots your regrowth isn't too long. And I definitely recommend that you color your hair every 4 to 5 weeks if your roots are standing out. Because when you go too long, it won't cover evenly, because one of the rules I told you is the hair closest to the scalp lightens and colors more than the rest of the hair. So it's important that you don't want that line of demarcation to get too long.
I see. Good to know. Good to know, Karen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see. Do we? How much time we have left? We've been talking about 20 minutes so far. We still have some time left. Anything that you would like to share, Karen? Since you are expert on this field.
Well, I do think I think we've covered a lot. I think so the next element is, beauty and female strength. I do beauty, I do hair color, but I also think it's important to follow your dreams. I've been working on this for 10 years. I've been working on this idea for 10 years. And it hasn't always been easy, but I've always been focused on it, and I knew it was the right thing for me to do, and it's a dream I wanted to follow through on. And that's a message I also wanted to give to your attendees is
Beautiful.
I know it's about beauty and beauty awareness, but I also think we've got our beauty and our strengths. And I think resilience, determination is beyond beauty.
Beautiful. Well done. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other element to it, right? Just inspiration, chase your dreams. And I think people today are moving towards branding their own business online and moving forward social media and growing their business online in some element.
Earlier, you was mentioned that you have some video on your Facebook. Can you tell the audience where to get to your Facebook to watch all those videos?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
It's I'm on Instagram. It's Delarica. It's DELLARICCA. And on Facebook, it's Delarica Hair Color, DELLARICCA. And it stands for Italian. It means of the rich. And I came up with it because I love anything Italian. So that's how I came up with the name.
What's the nationality? You say you love everything in Italian.
Well, I'm not Italian. I do not. I love to eat pizza and pasta. But actually, I'm of a German descent.
Oh, you have beautiful tone skin.
Thank you. Thank
you. Beautiful hair, very shiny hair.
Very shiny hair.
Thank you. Well, okay, that's wrap up for today's question. And thank you, everyone. And thank you, Karen, so much for your time and sharing your expertise and your knowledge. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And don't forget, like she mentioned earlier, If you want to get her free gift, feel free to leave your name, email address, and phone number. And then you will get her, we're going to put a link below here, so you're going to get her free gift. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye for now. Thank you again.